Mac, at least for a day. This will be most likely the final episode of How to Survive Survival Mode. I'm very close to the center, and once I reach the center, I will complete my ultimate goal in survival mode, which is getting the trophy for reaching the center in survival mode. So that's what this episode is going to be, traveling the last bit to the center and reaching it, and that'll be the end of my survival mode series. Hi Julian, thanks for watching. This will probably be my last episode of How to Survive Survival Mode. When I finally reach the center, I just need to make a little more warp fuel, and I'll probably, won't take me too much longer to get there. And then I will probably start a permadeath series eventually, maybe not right away, but once survival mode series is over, I'll probably start permadeath. Hi old McReaper88, thanks for watching. As you can see, I've got a lot of really good warp cell machines in my base. They all give electron vapor or antimatter, which makes it a lot faster getting warp fuel made. Hi Joshua, thanks for watching. Okay, hopefully I might run out of thamium. I might have to stop at a empty planet and grab some, but we'll see. I'm also probably going to run out of zinc, so I'll have to kill a few sentinels. But it shouldn't take too long to get all the warp fuel I need. Yep, I'm out of zinc. Gotta go kill some robots. Hey Joe, thanks for watching. Here, robot. I need some zinc. I wish you could find sentinels with your scanner. Like, you know how when you scan you can see a little dot for animals, but they don't do that for sentinels. Ooh, there's some zinc. You can get some of that the normal way. What's the best way to farm a ton of antrium for those voltaic cells? Just find a planet like mine. I have a ton of exposed subterranean areas and also tunnels. It just depends on the planet, because different planets have different terrain shapes. Like some planets will have very little exposed cave entrances, but some will just have a ton all over the place. Like my planet has a ton of canyons that are chock full of antrium, so you want to find a planet like that just has all of their, like, see right here, you can see all over the place there's canyons and cave entrances on my planet. So it was pretty easy to get all my warp cell machines made on this planet. How do you end up with the warp cell machine? Was it a formula at a no. It's in your base building. It's on decorations. I'll show you again. Man, I didn't find any robots. I really need some way to scan for sentinels. I'm sure it'll show up eventually. But here, I'll show you real quick. Oops. So you go to your base, and you go to decorations, and you go way over to these. It's under decorations. I don't know why they didn't put it under tech or something else, because it's obviously a device that makes warp cell stuff for you. Die! No, come back here. Gotcha. You're a robot. Where'd you go? There you are. I'm gonna wait for this. I'm gonna wait for this sentinel to count down because he's not shooting me, and then it'll summon 3 more sentinels. I'm gonna fire my grenade at it as soon as its light goes off, and then it will summon 3 sentinels instead of just 2 more. Oop, oop, gotcha. There. Now I got 3 more sentinels to kill. It was a little risky in survival mode, but I have enough shield boost upgrades that fighting 3 sentinels won't get me killed. At least not yet. Plus grenades help. Okay, let's see if that's enough zinc to process all my stuff. I heard something funny on a video. Someone on this one video, his name's Thoughty2. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. He does like fact-based. Oh, am I out of Heridium? Seriously? Wow. I farmed a ton of Heridium. Anyway, on Thoughty2, he does like useless facts and information and stuff. And one really interesting thing was, he said everybody expected the Spanish Inquisition. Everybody expected the Spanish Inquisition because they were legally required to give 30 days notice. It's an interesting little fact for you there. So they had like declarations and stuff in the towns and stuff before the Spanish Inquisition happened. So the saying nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition is false because they gave 30 days notice. I forgot. There's no Heridium piles nearby my base. I'm gonna have to fly for it. Luckily, my warp cell machine saved me a bunch of plutonium. I don't have to use plutonium to make the electron vapor, so that leaves me more plutonium to launch with. Definitely helps in survival mode. Hi, Zony. Yeah, we don't know Zony. It's all guesswork. We think. Some people still think that it's going to be in June, but I really think it's going to be the 1-year anniversary of the game, August 9th. That was when the game first released on PlayStation, so I think they're building up a really big update and they'll release it at the 1-year anniversary. That would be a good way to really kind of make a splash, I guess. Hi, Got Steam. Okay, I'm just gonna get 500 Heridium. I don't need a ton. Of course, 500 probably is a ton. Yeah, well, that's his opinion. He has no real evidence that they aren't going to have an update at the anniversary. He doesn't really have any evidence of that. That's just his guess. There hasn't been any Steam internal updates for the game in about 2 months. So they're probably not going to have the update in June because they got to do some play testing before... Ooh, I'm going to run out of room. They got to do play testing before they can release the update. And if they haven't done any play testing on the Steam server, then probably won't be in June. So I really think that they're building up lots of new features and they'll release it all on their anniversary. I ran out of thamium. I knew that was going to happen. So I'm going to have to go find a I'm going to have to go find an empty planet and collect some more thamium. Thanks, Scott Steam. Well, you can join the Spacing Guild if you have No Man's Sky on PC. Most of the members of the Spacing Guild right now are PlayStation 4, but we do have one PC member. And actually, we really do need more PC members to visit our PC missions, so if you have No Man's Sky on PC, we could really use you. We could really use you. Okay. Just need to make a stop on an empty planet, and then we can probably make the final push to the center. Without fixing it? You mean without ever taking off of your planet? Because, no, you definitely could not play the whole game without taking off of the planet. You couldn't do the Atlas path, you couldn't do Polo's milestone quests. You couldn't do pretty much everything in the game, other than the buildings that you can visit on the planet. But there's a lot of stuff you'd miss out on if you didn't repair your ship and leave the planet. But you could, I mean, it's a planet-sized planet. You could do a whole lot of stuff on your starting planet, but it would get pretty boring after a while. I know when I first started the game, I did spend a lot of time on my first planet and in my first star system. Like several days I spent getting, you know, exosuit upgrades and stuff on my starting planet and all that. Oh no, you broke your hand, Zoni? That's no good. Oh, new math, I don't know if you could use a crashed ship or not. I've never tried doing that. I think some people have tried that, but I never have. What's faster for mining? The Colossus fully maxed mining laser or multi-tool? Definitely multi-tool. In fact, Julian, I have a video named multi-tools are better. Multi-tool mining is better than vehicle mining. In it, I do an experiment where I mine a pile of iridium and a pile of, two piles of iridium. I mine one with my like A rank experimental mining multi-tool, and then I mine the other pile with the vehicle laser, and I get like double the amount of material from the one I did with the mining tool. So you're gonna miss out on a lot of stuff, a lot of the resources if you mine a lot with the vehicles. You're much better off with the multi-tool for mining resource piles. Man, Zoni, if I ever have kids, Zoni, I'm never gonna let them play sports. I know that sounds really mean, but I'm a middle school teacher, and all the time kids come into school with broken arms, broken legs, and guess what it's all from? Playing sports. So I don't have kids, and I'm not planning to, but if I ever do, we're just not going to do sports because I don't want to deal with all the broken bones. Anyway, okay, so I'm not going to bother making money. I don't need it right now. It's time to get to the center. Hi, Ashker NMS. Thanks for watching. Ouch. Okay, just need a empty planet. Hopefully there's one in this star system. It's funny, I call them empty planets, and yet they're full of stuff that I want. Thamium, especially. They just don't have any life. I guess I should call them dead planets. That might be one. That moon. Yeah, it's on cold planets. Just scan, and you can find Korrizagen. New Math, were you asking me to rank the game modes? Like how much I like them? Yep, that's what I use them for. T9. Uh-oh. Curse you, hostile scan! Oh, 2 ships. Should be fine. At least I think I got a good supply of iron. I hope I didn't forget to bring some. Don't have a lot of. Okay. That's a little hard, New Math. It's really more about your play style. Normal mode is the most popular among people, probably mainly because it used to be the only mode, and so people didn't really want to move on to a different mode. They just stuck with the one that they already had all their stuff on, and so they mostly play normal mode. I definitely like normal mode, but I currently haven't been playing it much at all because I've been messing around some in creative mode and of course doing the survival mode series. I definitely prefer normal mode because it's a good mix of being able to make money, and it's pretty chill. And this is a lush planet. I need an empty planet. It's a good mix of, you know, just kind of easy enjoyment and just a little bit of challenge. There we go, that's probably empty. But I also really like creative mode when I get sick of collecting resources, so I can just travel around. My problem with creative mode is you don't have access to black holes, which means you can't use black holes to travel to the opposite side of the galaxy and visit people easy. So something that they might be adding to the game, it's in the game files right now, might be ambient mode, which in the description in the files it calls it a endless fly-through of the galaxy, which hopefully that means we can warp wherever. Another scan, come on. Hopefully that means that we can warp wherever we want instantly, and like jump from planet to planet at will and just explore truly freely, not like it is in creative mode where you're still limited by hyperdrive range and not being able to use black holes and all that. That would be cool if we had a true unlimited mode where we could just go wherever we want we wouldn't be able to maybe collect multi-tools or ships and stuff like we can in the other modes, but at least we'd be able to explore freely without any real limits. Yeah, I agree, New Math. If they would just put black holes into creative mode, I would use it all the time to visit people for the Spacing Guild, but as it is, it makes it very, very difficult to visit people that are really far away. And then survival mode, I used to hate survival mode because it was just so much laborious resource gathering, but I think I've kind of figured out all the tricks that make it a bit easier. Like building the warp cell machines in my base, so I don't have to collect all the warp fuel from scratch. And using the black hole dummy ship trick to travel faster to the center. Stuff like that. And of course I haven't tried permadeath yet, so I don't know how I would rate the different modes numerically. I kind of like them all in their own way. I would say I've probably spent like 75 to 80% of my time in normal mode and only about, 5 to 10% of my time in creative mode and survival, but that number could be changing. Okay, I just need to grab some thamium and be on my way. There we go. I think demand a share gives you the best reward, Julian, but I don't remember for sure. But definitely don't demand all stolen goods. If you do that, they will report you and then you lose standing with that faction. So either report crime or demand a share. Either one is the better options. Uh-oh. Whoops. Yeah, I've had that happen too, New Math. Is that in survival mode? Okay, here's another pro tip for survival mode. You can use, since it takes so long for the scanner to come back, you can use photo mode to help you find stuff. It doesn't have any recast. Well, just keep looking, New Math. There should be plutonium somewhere. I think you'll find it eventually. What is that? Ooh, albumin pearl. That's cool. This is the very rare subterranean albumin pearl. It looks like a melon that you open and you get the albumin pearl out of it. I guess I could grab it and then get zinc from the sentinels that appear. Guess I might as well. I'm gonna make sure I grab these first and don't blow them up with a grenade. Okay, whoops, where did it go? There it is. Okay, here we go. I think this is gonna, yep, called the sentinels. Gotta get rid of this guy first. Come on. Oh my gosh. There we go. Do this. I'm gonna use grenades to kill the other two before they get through my shields. Uh-oh. You're not gonna die. This goes to the center. Ugh. Okay, no more of that for now. Probably didn't even give me much zinc. Thing about those subterranean albumin pearls, they don't show up on the planet scanners. If you have albumin pearls above ground in the big clams, they'll show up on scanners, but not the underground ones. Okay, I'm gonna use photo mode again. See if I can find any flowers. Come on. This planet doesn't... Oh, there's some. Okay, it's over that canyon right there. It's a pretty neat trick using photo mode to find stuff, since scanner takes like a minute to recharge in survival mode. Yeah, I agree. Although pugnium is worth more than detritum and armadium. Those ones are really worthless. Armadium should have been worth something, since armadium's fairly hard to get because you have to destroy those depot things. Of course, detritum's everywhere, so it makes sense that it's worthless. And it comes from the word detritus, which means junk. But armadium should have been worth something, but it's like a whole stack of it isn't even 1,000, I don't think. Okay, let's see if scanner picks up anything. If not, we'll just wander for a bit, then use photo mode. There's another pearl. Not gonna do that. I only have 3 health left. I don't know if albumin pearls take the longest to grow, but they might be. I don't know. But they are one of the best ways to make money. If you make a whole bunch of them, if you like fill your planet base and your freighter base with albumin pearls, by the time you're done harvesting them all, they'll be about ready to grow back already. So you can make a lot of money in an hour farming albumin pearls. Okay, let's photo mode, search for more. I wonder if I've got about enough yet. Probably not. Goodness, this isn't a very good empty planet. There's really not a lot of thamium. Yeah, those red containers are really good if you're going to be warping a lot. Man, there's not much thamium on this empty planet. Let's see. I might be getting close to having enough, though. I just need... Ooh. I need 500, 6, 7, 8, 900. And I have just 500, so I need 400 more. So I'm not done yet. You can try new math, and it might be challenging to get people to come to it, but if you spread the word on Reddit and other social media, find people that play the game and tell them the coordinates, they might come and join your hub. I haven't really made a hub of my own. The Spacing Guild is we're kind of a roaming group. We're just a group of players that go to different places in the galaxy. We're not really congregated, but yeah, I don't know how best to start a hub, but you can definitely give it a try. First step would probably be to like name all of the stars in your general area like with some kind of code, and that would help people find where it is because there'd be a bunch of discovered stars. And then they can make their bases there if people come. Come on. There's gotta be more thammy around here. There's some over there. Man, I almost want to just go to a different empty planet. This one does not have a lot of thammium. Sometimes they're in the canyons. Nope. Jeez. Yeah, I'm about ready to warp to another system and get some. I think I'll head back to my ship. See if I find any on the way. Then I'll go somewhere else. I'm eating Chinese food, in case you're wondering. Yeah, there's not much thammium on this planet. I think moons are usually a little worse for finding resources, which doesn't make sense. You'd think if things were on a smaller scale on a moon, they'd be less spread out rather than more spread out, but there's some. But it doesn't always work out that way. Well, I've found like 8-meter tall chicken men. There's this one type that they're like a variation of the Ewok type species, but they look like giant chicken. Like they look like giant guys in chicken suits, like in Toy Story 2, where the guy's in the chicken suit. There's this one species that looks like that, and I found like a really giant one. It was pretty freaky looking. And of course, I've found lots of Diplos, mainly ones that other people reported the location of, and but those aren't really weird. They're just cool looking. They're not really weird creatures. But yeah, I'd say the giant chicken men are kind of my favorite weird creature. It's the chicken man. Oh, good. Yep, I've found some things that were more or less man bear pigs. Okay. I think that's about enough of this planet. I don't know. I'd really like to just go ahead and get the thammium over with. Maybe I should go in a different direction, find more. Let's see. given a place or like randomly procedurally generated name? Because I've seen some pretty what's a good way to put it? Almost profanity procedurally generated names. Oh, good. Okay, I used up all my... Okay, we're good now. I got... Oh, man, I have so little thallium. I need some for life support, though. But I got plenty carbon and plutonium. Oh, okay, I got enough thallium. Okay, we're good. Let's get out of here. Yeah, I'd have to think about the funny name thing. I don't know. Oh, well, funniest name of a player name that I saw when I went to the center of Hilbert Dimension on my other save. Somebody named a star Sean Murray. Wait. What was it? It was Emperor Sean Murray the Generous, I think is what it was named. That was pretty funny. Okay, so we're ready to make it the rest of the way to the center. Right now I am 14,000 from the center. That's not going to take too long using black holes. So I need to find a black hole. Here we go. Yeah, you can trade a freighter for a different one. You get some of the money back from it when you buy. You trade it in. You use some of the worth of it to buy another freighter. Uh-huh. Okay. Switch to my dummy ship. I think I've heard that the max slots for freighters right now is 38. It used to be 48, but in the Pathfinder update, it seems like they lowered the max size for freighters. But I can't confirm what the max is for sure because I haven't haven't really tried to max out a freighter since Pathfinder. I have a 48 slot freighter on my old save, but that was before the Pathfinder, so it may not be possible to get a 48 slot one anymore. Oh, Julian, it didn't take me more than a week to make all those warp cell machines. It's pretty easy. You just gotta farm 500 antrium in caves, and then buy a couple dynamic resonators. And it's also a good idea to grow some Corizagon for your base, because you need glass for the warp cell machines as well. So once you have a good amount of Corizagon planted, and you can just go to space stations to buy dynamic resonators, and then the only real problem is farming all the antrium from the caves. Hi PM Collector Boy. Yeah, this is the final episode of survival mode because I'm almost to the center. So once I reach the center, that was my ultimate goal, and I'll get the trophy for going to the center in survival mode. And then I'll probably start a permadeath series before too long. But this should be the last episode of my survival mode series. But it's definitely not the end of my channel. I'm gonna keep doing No Man's Sky videos as long as they let me, and as long as Hello Games keeps updating No Man's Sky, I'm gonna keep playing it most likely. I really love No Man's Sky. I don't think I'm ever gonna stop playing it until they stop updating it. Then I'll probably have to move on. But as long as Hello Games doesn't give up, I'm not gonna give up. But this will be the end of my live streaming of survival mode once I reach the center. Then I'll move on to other things. My No Man's Sky YouTuber series is going pretty well. I got to interview L Plays Gaming today. That went pretty well, except his voice kept cutting out a little bit, which was unfortunate. But that went well. And of course, I'll keep doing base showcase videos as I find cool bases to visit for the Spacing Guild and all that. A developer hub with our solar system? What does that mean? Permadeath made you rage quit? Oh, that's too bad. I'm probably going to... Nah, I really don't need to visit Mount Nada and Polo. I'm probably going to back up my save on a USB drive, so when I die, when I'm live streaming permadeath, I'll just lose all of my progress for that episode, but I'll be able to go back to my USB save and I won't lose everything. There is no SOL in this game? What is SOL other than the unit of time? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I'm glad they didn't give up either. Yep. Yep, and I'm really looking forward to the next update. I have a feeling it's going to be a pretty big one. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, No Man's Sky's galaxy or universe is completely fictional. There is no Milky Way galaxy. There's no you know, anything that's in our universe. It's a completely fictional universe. Although you can name a star Sol if you want. Name a planet, name a moon there, Luna. Or just Moon. The floatiness of it? I'm not sure what you mean. If you mean ships clipping through freighters, I definitely want them to fix that. I hate it when enemies go through the freighters. No, I don't think they made cold planets any more rare. It's just luck if you come to one that has them or not. Seems like something you're looking for always becomes rare when you're looking for it. Like, you find empty planets all the time until you're looking for one. The maximum number of heavenly bodies in a system is 6. And there can be 2 planets and 4 moons. So 4 is the max number of moons in a system, because a planet can't have more than 2 moons. So 2 planets, 4 moons is the most moons you can have. Okay. See how far close we are now. Probably not much closer. Oh, we're under 10,000 already. Awesome. We're going to be there in no time. It's almost kind of sad it's going so quick. At some points it does, yeah, but that's only when I die in combat. There's so many conversations going on at the same time, I get confused which comment you're referring to. Most cold planets are forest worlds, but I've seen cold worlds that weren't. Well, yeah, all planets have the potential to be barren, meaning that there's no flora. So a cold planet can have no trees. It's kind of cool when you find a cold planet. It's like being it's like being in Antarctica. There's just cold snow everywhere, but there's no plants. April 1st, 2018, we've increased the planet amount. What? Are you making a joke, Julian? Yeah, they could definitely make a lot of improvements to the space combat. I personally really do enjoy the space combat in this game. Some people say like it's really, you know, not as good as other games that have space combat, but I really like it compared to others that I've played. I've never played Elite Dangerous. Elite Dangerous probably has better space combat, but No Man's Sky has the coolest 3D space combat I've ever played. I don't really like side-scrolling space shooter games. So actually, I think No Man's Sky is really the first 3D space combat game I played. I played a game called Rebel Galaxy that kind of had 3D combat, but it was really more kind of on a flat plane. You couldn't go up or down. You could only go forward, backwards, right, left. You couldn't go up or down. So it wasn't a truly 3D space game. It had 3D graphics, but how you could move was really more 2D. But No Man's Sky's space combat system is definitely completely 3D. Yeah. My only problem with Rebel Galaxy is once you beat the storyline, there's nothing else to do. And I hadn't heard that they were planning to do any DLC for it. So it kind of ended for me as soon as I beat it. What do you mean never be able to fully discover a solar system? Like discover all of the buildings on all the planets? That would definitely take a very long time, alright. Skies of Arcadia. I've heard of that. I can't remember if I ever played it or not. Wait. No, I don't think I did. Wait. Maybe I did. Wait. Oh yeah, Skies of Arcadia. Wasn't that game on GameCube with the floating islands and you fought like different giant monsters with your ship? And also other ships sometimes, but it was like a RPG mainly, but occasionally you did space combat. Yeah, I think that's the game you're talking about. I really liked Skies of Arcadia. Man, I haven't played that game in ages. I actually kind of regretted trading it in. I kind of wish I would have kept it so I could play it on my GameCube now and then. Not in real time, no, Mr. Fantastic. You can visit their bases and you can leave them messages that they can find outside their base, but there is no real-time multiplayer. Because you can pause the game, and there's no way to have multiplayer in a game that you can pause. Hi, Gavin. Thanks for watching. Let's see, we should be getting really close to the center now. $8,000 away. It always feels like that sometimes when you find a really pretty planet. You think it's the prettiest you've ever seen, but it's hard to judge that, I guess. I remember one of my favorite planets I named Gallifrey, and I thought it was the prettiest planet ever, but I did get bored of it eventually. Moved on to other places. Oh man, that's too bad you lost your multi-tool. You could try backing up your save with a USB drive when you play permadeath. That way, when you die, you only lose the progress you've made since you last saved on the USB. You can definitely get all the warp drives in creative mode. They made it so that you can do Polo's milestone quests. So when you find the space anomaly where Nada and Polo are, just do all the quests that Polo gives you, and eventually he'll give you warp drives. And the last one is Warp Reactor Theta. So it takes a while, but eventually you can get Warp Reactor Theta and then you have access to blue stars. The thing about blue stars, though, is there's not really a reason to go to blue stars right now. You have to go to a red star and a green star to finish the base building quests, but there's nothing that requires you to get somatogen in blue stars. So it's... I'm still not sure that there's really any advantage to the different color stars, other than the different materials that they have. Rubium, Viridium, and Somatogen. You'll find them eventually, Matt Scroot. You have to play for about 2 hours in a star system, and then when you warp to another star system, the space anomaly should appear. Yeah, it would be good if they would disable reloading a save in permadeath, so that you can't just pause the game when you're about to die and reload a save. They wouldn't be able to prevent you using a USB drive, but they would be able to prevent you reloading a save while in combat about to die and all that. Which I don't see why they didn't do that in the first place. Which... yeah, I don't know. Pretty sure I'll have enough to get to the center. We'll see. I am now 6,000 away. Almost there. The final countdown. I just answered that, Jacob. The final countdown. Yeah, if you have level 5 Sentinel wanted level in space, then a Sentinel ship will appear and annihilate you. I've tried destroying them before. It doesn't work very well. It's just a big freighter with a ton of lasers and turrets on it. You can destroy the turrets, but they usually destroy you first. Yeah, probably. Okay. Yeah, somebody has that icon for their... Isn't that you, Jacob? Don't you have the McDonald's moon guy for your avatar? What's the matter, DSM? How do you find the warp upgrades? I just explained that you can only get the warp upgrades from Polo, Specialist Polo, in the space anomalies. Like every 2 hours, when you warp to a new system, a space anomaly will appear in the system you warp to, and then you can do Polo's milestone quests, and eventually they'll give you the warp upgrades. But it takes a little while, since they can only appear every 2 hours, like I said. Hi.
Hi.
Yep. And it takes a while before you get any of the warp upgrades. It's like 10 quests before you get Warp Reactor Sigma, I think. You basically go through the milestone list twice, doing one quest for each milestone category. Excuse me. Well, don't warp around to try and don't warp around to try and find Nada and Polo, because time you spend in a warping screen in the galaxy map don't count for the 2 hours of gameplay. You're better off messing around on a planet for a couple hours and then warping. Then they'll appear. So don't try to just warp from star to star, because then you'll never find them. Because it won't be counting any time when you're in a warp screen like the one I'm in right now. How many hours? I've been playing since the end of August, so over 1,000. Good. I'm glad to hear it, Mikey. That makes me happier than anything else anyone says. Finding out that I helped you get back into No Man's Sky. That's my main goal. Good. I'm glad. You know, we should be like super close to the center now. Okay, let's see. Well, 3,000 some, so getting really close. Probably 3 more black holes and we'll be there. My ship's jump range is like 850. I don't have warp reactor theta. I wanted to hurry and get to the center without having to scan all those planets, so I'm using the black hole trick. Is there a way to build a landing pad at your base that when you teleport back to your base? No. That's one complaint a lot of people have, Mikey. For some reason, they didn't make it so that teleporting to your base makes your ship appear on the landing pad. I don't know why they didn't think of that, but that's just not something they included in the game. Not yet, anyway. And it's really dumb that you have to make a bypass chip for your own landing pad. That makes zero sense. Because a bypass chip is basically hacking into someone else's technology, but you built the landing pad yourself. You would know all the passwords, so you shouldn't need a bypass chip. But at least they didn't require you to have a bypass chip for the Exocraft Geobays. That would be really dumb if you needed bypass chip to summon your vehicles too. You just craft them in your inventory. I'll show you. You go right here and you craft a bypass chip. You have the recipe for bypass chip from the very beginning of the game. You don't have to obtain the recipe, you've always got it. This will actually be my third time reaching the center of Euclid Galaxy. I've done it twice in normal mode, but it's the first time in survival mode. You mean the old signal scanners that used to be like randomly placed on planets? Yeah, I'm not sure why they made it into a buildable tech, but it's definitely more convenient that we can build the signal boosters ourselves instead of having to find a signal scanner. It used to be really annoying when you wanted to find one. You had to get in your ship and fly around until you saw one. But now we can just build them. I got rid of them when they regenerated the universe in the Foundation update. Good. I'm glad you found one, Julian. Oh, I see what you're saying. You have to use bypass chips because other players can use your landing pad. That makes sense. It'd be nice if you could just use it since it's your own that you built, and then other players would have to use the bypass chip. Woohoo, we're less than 2,000 away. One more black hole should be all we'll need. For what? DSM? For which question? I was saying I'm glad that Julian found a frozen planet. Yes, going through the center is how you go to a new galaxy. And then you have to go to the center of the next galaxy to go to the next galaxy, and so on, forever and ever. There's several devices that use bypass chips. Well, actually, Is it just to call your ships now? You used to need bypass chips for signal scanners, but not anymore. So is it just ships you need bypass chips for? Calling your ship to devices? Maybe. And then there's also a few NPC conversations that you have to give them a bypass chip. Yeah, I know, but let's just go ahead and use one more black hole anyway. Maybe I'll accidentally land on the center. Supposedly that's how people got to the center in the vanilla version, using black holes, and then they landed on a star that was the center. It was exactly like any other star system. That's how Styx named it, but then in the day one patch they changed it so you can't land on the center. Thanks, Adrius. I'm glad you like it. And I'll do whatever you guys want me to do at the center before I go in. Might as well. I've come so far, might as well mess around with it. You're welcome. I'm a helper. I don't know, but there's another article about a guy that spent 4,000 on No Man's Sky, not on the game itself, but like buying a really souped up gaming PC so that he could play it on max specs or whatever. Okay, we should be pretty much there. Let's see. Where is the center? Yeah, I think I can see the void from here. Or the haze zone, or whatever people call it. Yep, there it is. We're at the center. Let's just warp to a star really close to it. Oh, good. I am really close. We'll go there. Oh, somebody named it. I think I'll choose a different star. Hutch 49, discovered by Hutch Belfast on November 29th of 2016. We'll see if it's close enough for me to go to the center. Oh, thanks, Julian. I only interact if you're being positive towards No Man's Sky, though. If you're going to insult No Man's Sky, I ignore people. Okay, yep. I think I'm in range. I just need more fuel. Oh, darn, I'm one short. I don't think it'll let me jump there without a full tank. Oop. There we go. Yeah, I need a full tank of warp fuel or I can't go there. See if I have enough to just make one from scratch. Good, I have enough thamium. Okay. No, I don't think my stream has crashed. Okay, here we are at the center. And I won't go into it just yet. I think I think Jacob wanted me to try to go past it. So here it is, discovered by Styx on 10. Wow, he discovered it in October 5th. I thought he discovered it sometime in August. So the story goes, at least what we believe happened was Styx had a disc version of the game, and he played it on the vanilla version 1.00, which most people haven't played because of the day one patch 1.03. So he played the vanilla version of the game, went to the center, and he was able to use a black hole to actually land on the center, and it was like a regular star system, and he was able to name it and discover it. So now it has the name Var Tau Sato Umats, and then he reconnected to the internet and loaded that name to it, and so now it says discovered by Styx, even though it's not possible to land on the center anymore because they changed it in the 1.03 update. But so that's the story of how Styx's name got on it, and it's not possible for anyone else to change the name or anything. It's uploaded forever, I guess. Okay, so Jacob wanted me to go past the center. So I'm going past the center through the haze zone. Wow. There should be stars on the opposite side, but I'm not finding anything. Does it just go on? Yeah, there it is. So it's pretty far from one side of the haze zone to the other. Oops. So this star is 6,000 light years away from me. It's on the opposite side of the center. So the center area, the haze zone, is about 6,000 light years across, I guess. But the weird thing is that the center itself is actually 6,000 away from me as well. That doesn't make any sense. No, Jacob, the center of the galaxy is actually in the center, which means there's galaxy on every side of it. It's in the center of the galaxy. So you can be on one side of the center or you can be on the other side of the center. Whoops. Oh, and look, see, there's this little star that you can see next to it, which I think might be the star that Styx landed on and named, but I'm not sure how that works. So anybody else want me to do anything else around the center before I jump into it? Finally get the trophy for traveling to the center in survival mode. Well, Julian, apparently there's 256 unique galaxies, and then the 256th galaxy just repeats itself. At least that's what people claim. And so it's just a copy of the same galaxy with a different name. So it is literally infinite. There are infinite galaxies, but they're kind of copies of each other after 256. Okay, so I think that's it. Nobody else wants me to do anything else before I travel to the center. I'm going to turn up the music so you can hear it all real well. Here we go. Into the center. Engage. Yay, you probably can't see it, but I got the trophy. Take a deep breath. Yep, you always go to Hilbert Dimension. Hilbert Dimension. It's all purple. Whee! Man, it looks like I'm going to the center of it already. Nope. Other galaxies are pretty much the same, at least for now. I'm hoping they eventually change the universe generations so that we can see different stuff in different galaxies. Night crystals are just for selling. Hello. Why is there a space station symbol in the middle of my screen? That's weird. Kinda, yeah. Oh, yeah, since this is survival mode, it started me far away from my ship again. I wasn't expecting that. So just like at the beginning of survival mode, you start at a building and you have to travel all the way over to your spaceship. Yeah, me too, Matt Scroot. That's one of my favorite kind of creatures. So I'm going to end the video now, because I reached the center and I got the trophy for reaching the center in survival mode. So I will be doing permadeath series soon. This is the end of my survival mode series. But I'm after I end this video, I'm actually going to load my save and go back to Euclid, and so that I can go to the Galactic Hub in survival mode. So, but I still should keep the trophy, even though I went through the center anyway. So thank you all for watching this final episode of How to Survive Survival Mode. I hope it has proven useful in you guys being able to play in survival mode. And I'm not going to start my permadeath series right away, but sometime fairly soon I will start it. So thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the future.